Today on Taylor's Gone Too Fucking Far, well, it's kind of in the title. If Taylor had a theme song, it'd be that fucking, when I heard a montage rock concert, it's just called Cross the Line. Just be like, yeah, that's kind of a, fitting. Hurry, before we get a copyright strike.
Oh, hey, Jess. You are just in time for...
Jace, we need to talk.
Oh, come on, this is one of my favorite parts.
Babe.
It's the part where they do some
All right,
things.
sorry.
I don't watch Paw Patrol.
Thank you. Trust me, this is more important than your Ready Race Rescue movie.
So what's the matter?
Have you been able to get into contact with Carly lately?
No. Come to think of it, her friend Serena asked me the same
You know
thing
it's serious
during
when
my
we're bringing
last
the main
shift.
characters.
Said that Carly hasn't been talking to her for the last couple of weeks.
Really? That's odd, even for Carly.
Maybe she started picking up extra work shifts.
That's unlikely. I actually went to Carly's workplace and asked them about that. Her co-workers haven't seen her for the last couple of weeks either. You don't think something possibly could have happened to Carly, do you?
I wish they get laid off as a
I
result
mean,
of this.
it's possible, but we can't know for sure.
So then what do
She wouldn't
you
get workers' comp, but I don't know if they'd fire her for what happened. And they go faster. Oh, sure, you gotta cut that one off because of
Is this
copyright.
Jace
Meanwhile,
from
let's show
Carly
fucking
Chase?
Paw Patrol.
Yeah, that's me. Who is this?
I'm a friend of Carly Havens. I need you to come meet me at her house as soon as possible.
Her
You're
house.
a friend of Carly's? Wait, do you know
It sounded like you
something
said her
about...
I
heist.
don't have time to explain. I'll tell you everything I know once you get here.
All right. Sorry for questioning you. I'm on my way. Bye.
Jace, who was that on the other line?
Someone saying she's a friend of Carly's, asking me to come to her house right away.
If you're going, then I'm going too. Carly's my friend as well. Think your mom will mind if we take her van?
She's seen the way you drive. We'll be fine.
Then let's hurry
She has
and
a
get
license?
move on.
If it's not what she did, I just forgot.
Well, we're here, but I don't see anyone. Only thing I see is this motorcycle, along with the SUV that belongs to Carly's dad.
Jeez.
Maybe this motorcycle
I have a lot of people in my
belongs to
neighborhood that
Carly's
have
dad
multiple
too.
cars, and particularly my family does too.
Dad
But we just
doesn't
sat here
take
just being like,
interest into
why do we need
motorcycles,
multiple
so
cars?
that can't be his.
You're right. It's actually my motorcycle. Really nice one too. You must be Jace. Carly speaks highly of you.
Thank you. And if I had to guess, you're the one who called me and asked me to come here.
Correct.
Your
Jace,
eyes
you
are
don't like the looks of
terrifying.
this girl one bit. I say
This
you
is like
keep that
anime
with
eyes in
Jace.
real life. Those sorts of pictures
Jess,
I find
what
online.
kind of friends would we
And they
be
get
to Carly if
terrified
we
because
just
of-
took off without giving this woman a chance to explain herself. Come on, let's give her a chance.
Very well, miss. Proceed, but I've got my eye on you if anything happens.
And I have my eyes on
Understand.
all of you.
Well, allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Rose. I'm a high school graduate and also a good friend of Carly's.
Nice
I have a
to meet you,
PhD in
Rose.
optometry.
You already know my name, and this girl standing in front of you is my girlfriend, Jessica.
So, Rose, I'm really confused. How come Carly hasn't been in contact with anyone for the past couple weeks? Why would she contact you first of all people? And why did you ask me and Jace to come here?
Well, in that
I'll
order.
tell you and gladly answer your questions, but first, I better start from the beginning, just so you two get the full story. I first met Carly at the local Buddhist temple here in Tyndale back in February of this
She's
year.
Buddhist?
She was very shy at
Should've known
first
from the
because she had never
meditating,
been to
but
the temple
whatever.
before, but she soon quickly opened up to me and explained her family situation,
I don't care.
adding in the fact she had moved here the month before. She had very few friends, and nobody seemed to quite understand her situation that well. Hearing that, I decided to tell Carly about my past life, and how meditation helped me control my anger, and find my inner peace. Once I was done, Carly asked me if I could show her how to do meditation, and help her find her own inner peace.
So that's where that came from.
I was more than happy to help, and from that moment on, we became very good friends. Over the next couple weeks, Carly was able to find her own inner peace, with some help from me. As a result, I gained a large portion of her trust. That meant if something happened to Carly, I'd be the first one to know.
That answers the second question, so care to answer the first one?
Gladly. Carly suffered a concussion at the hands of her own sister earlier this month, so she's had to take it easy for the last couple weeks. That meant she couldn't have any contact with anyone, as she needed to give her body a lot of much-needed rest.
Carly's own sister gave her a concussion?
Wow, and here I thought Carly's sister Taylor was already enough of a brat.
Keh.
Does she have problems or something?
That's what Carly.
Where do I begin?
She says as of lately, her sister Taylor's been acting more worse than usual.
More
so I've been
worse.
asked to come here and help, and Carly wanted you two to be here as
Even
well,
worse.
to give further support.
Okay, so we're going to go in there, and do what exactly?
If I had to guess, try and get through to Taylor to find out what's going on, and then try to help her. Right, Rose?
Correct, and help Carly as well so she doesn't have to be afraid of her sister's behavior, should it continue to get worse.
And if we fail?
Then Carly's parents will have no choice but to admit Taylor to a mental hospital.
Screw that. We're going in there.
Screw that, man. Screw that noise, man. Taylor has done nothing wrong.
Anyone who's a
Ugh.
troublemaker or bully have a backstory, whether they want to admit it or not.
It all started when I was born.
Alright, then let's do this.
That was my mother's first mistake. She'd blame it on everyone, let's be real here.
Carly, how many times have I told you?
Well, fudge. I'm scared of the big eyes the most. You called the main characters? No!
Some kind of team up to overpower me or something? All of you bitches get out of my room right now.
Taylor, please just calm down for 1 second.
Jace crushed his
We are
arm.
not
I'm
all
not a
teaming up
bitch.
against you.
We just want to help you, because we can tell you've been feeling uneasy lately.
Hear us out.
Oh yeah right. You guys can't fool me. This is obviously a coordinated plan by Carly to get back at me, after I gave her a concussion.
We can't deny that this was indeed coordinated by Carly, but you're completely wrong about its intention and purpose.
We just want to help you, Taylor, and help Carly too.
Carly's worried about your behavior, Taylor, and she just wants to know why you're suddenly acting out.
If Carly has something to say to me, she can say it right to my face.
She
Taylor,
did.
the last time I
You
tried
knocked
to
her
help,
out.
you knocked me out
Yes,
of the
exactly.
in the hospital as a result.
Because you were pissing me off, and you were trying to shrug off you choking me like it was no big deal at all.
I apologized.
Carly
You
did mention it
stupid
to me.
shit.
I tried to joke you out of anger and aggression, but she told me she felt really sorry for doing that to you. Did Carly try to apologize for what she did?
House is made of like majority steel, wood,
bullshit.
all of which
Carly
are
was trying to
not as
apologize to
thick
you
as
because
your
you are her
head.
sister and she loves you, not because it was out of pity.
Jess, keep Jace as calm as you can, okay? Escalation will make things worse.
Babe, take it easy.
Were any of you besides Carly there when the discussion happened? No, you were not. So this isn't any of your concern.
Taylor, this is my friend's concern just as much as my own.
Because of what I did to you? Yeah, that doesn't change anything.
It actually does, because
Oh,
Carly's
so if
just
I
as much of a
strangle
sister
you,
to
it's a
us as
problem,
she
but
is
if
to
you knock me the fuck
Do you
out,
want
no
something
problem
to
here.
happen to Carly? Of course not.
And what if Carly choked one of you, out of anger and aggression?
Even
What
we
if she
had just
knocked me
like
out
to
out of
know,
anger and
we would want
aggression?
to know why Carly did it in the first place.
And Taylor, I only choked you out of anger and aggression, because of the way you told Mom to get an abortion when we found out she was pregnant, and the way you tried shrugging it off like it wasn't a big deal.
It isn't a big deal, Carly. Want to know why? Because she already has enough to deal with, especially here at home.
Or maybe you're just worried that when the new baby arrives, Mom and Dad will pay less attention towards you, like most parents do when they have a new child born into the world.
Makes perfect sense to me.
That's my theory as to what
Yeah,
this is all about.
same to me.
Me
Attention.
too.
Well, that's not the case, or the reason. Got it?
Then what is the reason?
I already told you the reason. Because my mom has enough on her plate to deal with, and bringing a new baby into the world would just make things worse.
Yeah, sure.
That's your view of it, Taylor. What if that wasn't true?
You calling me a liar?
Never said I was. But if your mom has too much on her plate to handle and deal with right now, wouldn't she have reached out to you and or Carly for help?
Yes, she would have, but Mom hasn't, because Dad's the one doing most of the work to help her out right now.
And just like that, Taylor, now you know more information than you originally thought.
Which now probably has the four of us thinking that there's another reason why you'd want your mom to get an abortion.
If the two previous claims, the claim about attention being drawn away from you, and the claim that your mother has too much to deal with, aren't why you want your mom to get an abortion, then what's the reason?
There is no other reason, you stupid morons.
No other reason?
That can't be possible, especially if you've already ruled out previous claims. Unless you were lying about.
Oh, so now you want to start calling me a liar? For your information, you blonde bastard, I'm no liar.
Taylor, calm yourself.
Jace wasn't trying to call you a liar. But if you claim not to be one, that means that there is a reason for your increased behavior that you can't deny.
I already told you that there is no other reason.
Taylor, if there is no other reason, then one of the two previous claims would have been the truth, and you were lying about it. But you said yourself that you're not a liar, so that would mean your claim for there not being a reason would be false.
Which sums it down to two following outcomes. You lied about one of the two previous claims being the truth, or there's something else you aren't telling us.
You guys tricked me.
If you want to call it that, then go right ahead.
However, I do think we might be getting somewhere.
With you.
No, you're
What the?
Why are you being so defensive? We're just trying
To talk to you.
I'm not getting defensive.
Then why are you raising your voice, Taylor?
I'm just trying to talk to you.
I said stop talking to
What
me.
is going
You
on?
better stay away from me, you rapist.
What?
Taylor, what did?
You just call me?
You heard me. You're a rapist. Because you're so sly thinking you can get away with what you did to my mother, and you told me to keep quiet should I tell anyone.
Say what?
Carly, what is Taylor talking?
About?
Oh, so no, you're coming from this side, are you? I'm warning you. Keep your rolled, nasty hands away from me.
What the
Old
hell?
and nasty? I'm only 20 years old.
Carly, why is Taylor starting to act so strange? She just hurt Jessica's feelings.
I have no idea, Jace. Taylor's never acted like this before,
What
believe
the
it or not.
fuck is going
Taylor,
on?
please calm down.
I will make you pay if you tell anyone what I did.
Who the
Listen
fuck?
to me right now, you bastard. If you keep threatening me like that, I will lash out and get revenge for having me keep quiet for what you did.
Taylor, what are you talking about? It's me.
She's seeing
The man
him
who is
everywhere.
going to make sure you keep quiet. Or else I'll put you through the same nightmare I put your mother through.
What the fuck is going
That
on?
is it. You're about to have major hell to pay for you raping one of my own, you fucking son of a bitch.
She's charging at us.
Taylor, you need to stop. Please.
That's not going to... Well, it worked so well the last time. She wakes up in the hospital. She got knocked out. We're in a time loop. What the fuck is going on? Meanwhile, in Portland, Oregon, later that night...
Hey Matt, have you ever wondered what it would be like if Dan and Jade were still living here in Oregon?
I have. To be honest, I wish Jade didn't move the family away to California. It was so nice having them just a couple miles away from us.
You can't really blame her. Jade was after all attacked in her own home back in 2016 by a masked man, and was raped in the process. Thank God she didn't get pregnant. Honestly, having them move away to California to Wilford Heights, and then earlier this year to Tyndale Valley, was probably the safest thing that Jade and Dan could have done for the family.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. And I hope one day the man responsible for raping Jade will be caught, so she can finally get some justice.
I have no words.
Now I wonder who that could be at this time of night.
It's just my
Wait
brain
here.
putting
I'll
stuff
be right
together.
back.
Phew, Miley still doesn't know that I was the one who raped Jade.
You did what?
I want
She
to
has
think
second
that way.
powers.
I still can remember hearing those screams from Jade asking me to stop. So, priceless. It's a good thing too that I was wearing a mask and she didn't recognize it was me. And I wonder if that little bratty daughter of hers has still kept the...
Matt Wishmeyer, hands in the air where I can see them.
Please.
Now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy. Put the gun down. Who are you?
I said hands in the air right now, where I can see them.
Can you call the arrest of
Okay,
someone in a
easy.
different county?
My hands are in the air.
Now you
I mean,
stay
the
there and get
crime
out.
did happen in their
What are
in
you
their
going
state,
to do
so
to him, detective?
I'm sorry you have to witness this, Mrs. Wishmeyer, but I'm just doing my job.
bang.
Wishmeyer, you're under arrest for the 2016 raping of Jake Haven, along with additional charges of breaking and entry and child endangerment.
Miley, honey, I don't know what he's talking about. This must be a mistake.
Be quiet. You have the right to remain silent.
To our viewers at home, you are witnessing a detective from the Portland Police Department placing this man, 35-year-old Matt Wishmeyer, under arrest for charges of rape and...
Hey, you bastards, get that stupid camera off me right now.
That's
and to
enough,
anyone
Mr.
watching,
Wishmeyer.
don't believe
Into the
anything
police
news
car
people
you go.
say to you.
More details on this story later as we gather further information.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. That dirty rotten prick had us all fooled, and he got away with this for so many years.
And the worst part, he raped me, and I didn't know that was him. I feel so hurt and destroyed.
Don't worry, Jade. Matt's going to have major hell to pay for what he's done. I can't wait to see the look on his face when he sees our family lawyer, and we take his ass to court.
Well, you gotta go all the way to Oregon.
Now that we know about this, what do we do?
I think talking to Taylor would be a good start, just so we can get more of the full story. The more information we learn, the better position we'll be in.
Mom? Dad?
Hi, Carly. Have your friends started heading home like we asked them to?
Yeah. Jace and Jessica left a few minutes ago. But I want Rose to stay for a little while longer. I mean, if it wasn't for her.
Say no more, Carly. Rose, we're more than happy to let you stay, as long as this little family predicament isn't taking up any valuable time of yours.
Thank you, Mr. Haven. And don't worry about me. I'm very good at adjusting my schedule.
Good to know. Now, Carly, where's Taylor?
After that punch I gave her to make her stop hallucinating, and convince
You
her to
punched
tell us
her.
everything she knew, Taylor hasn't left her room all day, not even once.
Can you bring her downstairs? I think it's important we talk to her.
No need for that. I'm already downstairs.
Always have been.
Taylor.
No, Mom. I should be the one saying sorry. I should have said something sooner to you and Dad, or someone else, about what Uncle Matt did to you years ago.
And he's an uncle.
I just can't
Ugh,
believe you
there's
lied
always
to
that
us.
uncle that's
I
creepy.
was too scared to say anything, cause if Uncle Matt found out I told anyone, he would have killed me or made me suffer. I still can't believe I witnessed him raping you, especially at such a young age.
He was wearing a mask.
If this
Did he hit the
happened,
mask off? It must have at
perhaps
some
you
point.
could enlighten us, Taylor. Was this raping the main reason you wanted your mother to get an abortion?
Yes, it was. When Mom told us about the new baby, I immediately thought back to that awful night in 2016. In my mind, I thought that the pregnancy was the result of the raping.
3 years
even
later?
though it happened years ago.
Yeah, well,
Taylor, there wasn't anything you had
emotions don't work off
I
of
never
logic.
told you or Carly about this since you were both too young at the time, but I immediately sought medical attention and went to the ER after I was raped. But I'm curious. How did you know Uncle Matt did what he did to me? He was wearing a mask the whole time.
Actually, Mom, if you remember, you were blindfolded that night. You wouldn't have known that Uncle Matt took off his mask and then forced me to watch him rape you before letting you go and escaping.
Why did he force you to
Uncle
watch?
Matt must truly be evil if he did all of that. Raping Mom without a mask on, made you watch him rape her, and then force you to keep quiet for so many years.
Which now has me curious, Taylor. Did all of what happened play a role in you becoming a troublemaker?
I'm not exactly proud to say this, Dad, but yes. All of the anger I had towards Uncle Matt continued to grow, but because I couldn't tell anyone what happened, I let all of my anger and disrespect go out towards this entire family.
Do you wish you could take everything back, Taylor?
Absolutely, but sadly I can't. For so long, I put this family through a lot, and made life for everyone extremely difficult.
I wonder how long she's been
With
having
everything
the
I've done as a
visions.
troublemaker from day one up until today. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone in this family can't forgive me. In fact, if you all want, I'm more than happy to do anything to get out of your lives, so that you never have to suffer again.
do think she needs to see a psychiatrist, though. I don't want her to leave,
Taylor,
but she does need
we
help.
all our lives in this family, we would all suffer. Nothing at all can change the past, and sometimes we can blame ourselves when we're full of regret. However, the end is where we can begin. When somebody
I should make a
suffers,
song
we
of
can
that
learn
from Thousand Foot
and
Crutch.
pass it on. You remember that blonde boy who shouted at you?
I do. His name was Jace.
Well, I learned about an unfair event from his past that really affected him.
I watched
Just
episode
like
4.
He made poor choices and hurt those around him time after time, again and again.
That's right. But eventually, Jace found the strength to start over and move forward again, and not let what happened to him affect him any longer. In fact, he went out of his way to share this event in a YouTube video.
Why would he do
Oh,
that?
our series.
Because he was willing to be truthful, and by sharing this event with others, he could give them advice and lessons that he's learned, to perhaps help them, or someone they may know.
So, you learned from him?
Not just Jace. I've also learned from Rose, Mom and Dad, and all of the friends I've met since we first moved here to Tyndale Valley. And now I think it's your turn for you to learn a thing or two. We can help you start over, and get a fresh start.
Connie's right, Taylor.
It will take time, but we can help you change for the better.
You're all willing to help me, even after what I've done?
If you're willing to truly put aside your troublemaking ways for good, then we'll commit to helping you turn around. We can look towards a future together, just like the Haven family was meant to. What do you say, sis?
Think you can teach me how to do meditation?
But of course. After all, I was taught meditation from one of the best.
You're in good hands, Taylor. If you want, you can even come down to the Buddhist temple sometime with Carly, me, or perhaps both of us.
You know what, Rose? I'd like that. Meditation does sound like a good way for me to start over.
In that case, I'll start teaching you first thing tomorrow morning. How does that sound?
Works for me. Little Miss Sister I never want to replace.
Her happy place is punching Carly in the face. I still think she should get some sort of psychiatric help, but if this is going to help her mentally, I can't say against it. I think a therapist would be more in order, but I'm also not someone who meditates or has Buddhist beliefs in any way, so, you know. Then again, this is easily the cheaper option. Let's see, we could pay $100 to talk to a therapist constantly, or you could meditate. Each his own, I guess. Just... I said pause. Why are you playing? Thank goodness it was only an intro, so I didn't like get any spoilers. Otherwise I was like, Jesus fuck. Ugh. Give me a second. Fuck, a lot happened in this episode. I know it's unorthodox for me not just be sitting down and just be walking around, but when sometimes my brain cannot function sitting. It is a working machine and I need to pace for it to process properly. That's kind of why I was sat there gobsmacked for a good 5 minutes, because my brain couldn't function and walk around and just be like, holy fuck. Oy. It's gonna sound like ass, but I don't give a shit. It's my channel. You don't like it? Leave. I don't know. Just... Fuck. So... His uncle... So they were originally from Oregon. I think that was probably confirmed at some point. I don't remember, but... Probably was. If not, then this is just shedding light on something we didn't know before. Which is fine. He just... Yep. Uncle broke into their house. That's probably why they had that's probably why they had the security system when they moved to Tyndale Valley. That makes sense now. I made fun of it before, but now it's like this all makes sense now. They want to make sure this didn't happen again. Like, they moved, the uncle broke in, raped the mother. I don't know where the father was. Maybe he was at work or something. It happens, you know. They can't be home 24/7. Carly was doing something. I don't know. This was from 3 years ago. It's not, and Carly was the firstborn, so it's not like Taylor could exist before Carly. Maybe they were on vacation. It wasn't really explained, but maybe Carly and her father were off doing something at the mall or some shit. I don't know what happened. Maybe they were seeing a movie. Just whatever. But oy. The mother broke in. No, not the brother. The uncle broke in, raped the mother, took the mask off and blindfolded her. Probably not in that order. Or made Taylor watch because I assume she saw. I don't know. Maybe he's evil. Let's just go with that reasoning. He's evil. After that fiasco, they justifiably moved the fuck out of there. I would have gone to a different continent to live in state America, but whatever. You want to move to Tyndale Valley? I ain't gonna mock you. California is away from Oregon. That's the main purpose. You're trying to get away from what happened. I'm not gonna be like, I would move, and I'm not saying move to China. What could go wrong there? Oh fuck, I don't speak Chinese. No. Okay, that was an let's get off that topic. I was an idiot, and this one makes more sense. Moving on. Let's get away from my vices and back to my virtues. Moving on. Taylor was scarred for life for that, so justifiably scarred for life for that, and that's why she's been acting as such a rebel without a cause, because she's been fucking tormented by this demon of a person. Ugh. That was the uncle, and just, it's even more fucked up when it's your own flesh and blood. It's one thing if it's just some random stranger. It's another thing entirely when it's related to you. Ugh. So, because she was tormented for life and just blamed everyone because she couldn't blame the actual problem. So her being a bitch was, well, I want to say justified, but it's also kind of not, but at the same time, it's, I want to say it's not right for being a bitch, but at the same time, it's like, if all that happened to me and I was scarred for life and couldn't do anything about it, I'd be a bitch too. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm always a bitch. Anyway, just, ugh. The fucking, ugh. So if she's gotten to this point where she's just seeing that guy's face everywhere, it's entirely possible that every time she lashed out, she was seeing the uncle. Which means that when Carly went to apologize for choking her out, which, well, yeah, it was kind of a serious thing to do, but didn't deserve a concussion, but at the same time, it was also like, okay, we know about the abortion part, but when it's possible that in my headcanon, when Carly went to apologize for the choking, of course, Taylor didn't see Carly. She saw the uncle, which means that, sorry about that, IRL, but where was I? Oh yeah, when Carly went to apologize to Taylor about choking her out, it's possible that Taylor saw the uncle, which means that she saw it as the uncle trying to just say, I'm sorry, and knock off a rape with an apology, which would not do it for me either. It would be a start, but it's like saying, it's like saying, I don't know, you ran around the world in 80 days because you took a step, you know, like barely making progress. Ugh, just she really thought that the abortion, that new baby was from 3 to 5 years ago, somewhere around that time. I don't know when the episode was going to upload. I assume 2019, and the series is mostly in real time. You know, if it's 2020 here, it's 2020 there. Granted, I am ahead of the series, so what's 2021 here is 2019 for them, but that's because I'm behind. That's just what happens. You know, it's reasonable. Yeah, it's weird that she would think that, but at the same time, the human emotions don't work off of logic. It's reasonable that, you know, it works with the logic. It would be like, something bad happens, you feel sad. Something that pisses you off happens, you get angry. Logical stuff. But the human emotions aren't a logical force, because if you get angry to a point, you just start being a bitch to everyone, pissing everyone else off, and then you have consequences for that, and you're not thinking because you're angry and just piss everyone off. Now everyone hates you, and then afterwards, when you calm down, you think to yourself, what the fuck did I do? Why did I do that? Emotions aren't logical, so even though it doesn't make sense for her to be thinking of that from 3 years ago, it also makes sense for her to be thinking that from 3 years ago. IRL again. Consequences of doing this stuff. Just fuck. I don't know what else to say. It is good that in the end now, Taylor is starting to get some help from all of this, because that's what happens in the end. Personally, I think she should see a psychiatrist on top of the meditation, but because I'm afraid that Carly's the type of person that'd be like, oh, you don't need to get medicine, just have this thing that smells like blueberry or something, and then boom, it'll work. Then again, she's not that dumb. I don't think she's that dumb, but just, you know, like, sometimes there's just, I don't know why I did that. Sometimes there's no replacement for, you know, actually seeking help. No. I mean, then again, whatever gives her peace is, in the end, that's all that really matters. Like, I'm an atheist, but I'm not going to go around just telling people, I'm not going to, like, go into a church and just tell people, your religion is fucking bullshit. Because just be like, there's just old ladies there's just like people who want to believe that there's better things in the world, and that nice, good things happen for reason. Like sometimes bad things happen for good reasons and stuff like that. People want faith in the world. I'm not gonna tell them that's fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna believe it when they tell me that, but that's my beliefs. You're allowed to your beliefs. I'm allowed to mine. I don't know. I really don't know, but it's good that Taylor is trying to make amends for what she's done, and hopefully will be a better person in the future. I don't expect her to be in the next episode an entirely different person, though, full of friendship, love, lullabies, rainbows, and all that good stuff, but if she makes progress of trying to be nicer and isn't being arrested, we're good. You know, we're good. It's a sign of progress. People don't just transform overnight. Although sometimes it would be really nice if that did happen. Make life a lot easier. I think he's turning evil. How do I know? He grew a Hitler mustache. But now I'm going into Frankfurt territory. I did not see that coming. That twist was a shocker, and you got me to stand up in pace just to put everything together. So Jace! Job well done. You've impressed me countlessly, and you are an impressive person. You may have your flaws, you may have flaws, you may have things you do wrong from time to time, but everyone does, because we're all human. At the end of the day, this is like the second time you pulled up the rug from under me, if not another one to add to the list. So you know how to surprise me at the end of the day, and that's worth something, at least in my eyes.